What is up, everybody? I'm NoLucksGiven once again with some Once Upon a Galaxy and more Mythbound. We're going to take a look at another new captain review, and today we have Styx, which says when your first character is KO'd each fight, give it +1/+1, and if it just stopped right there, this would not really be an exciting captain. There's a lot of captains that just make your cards stronger when your things are dying, and they're not that exciting, but Styx says improve its buffs by +1/+1, which is really cool, I think, and potentially really powerful. I'm curious what we'll get up to in this game, just playing with the starter deck, though the starter deck does have, one card in particular that I am really excited to try out, especially on Styx. Let's see if we can find it here. No, we don't, but we do have some other good cards. We can pick up a Peachy Queen, and then while recruits don't technically give you an immediate benefit, if Peachy Queen dies first and then we find another Peachy Queen, then that will improve the buffs on that Peachy Queen's recruit. So that still seems pretty good, and a few of the other cards that I think I'd like to pick up early are also Fae. So let's pick up Peachy Queen here, and then I will probably backline whatever we pick up here next because it doesn't have an ability with numbers that can improve on it. So maybe I just take an Evil Stepmother and that allows me to do some silly stuff. I do like a turn 1 Dragonling, but I'm just going to backline an Evil Stepmother here, and we are going to wind up losing this fight, but maybe we can find that Peachy Queen and do some silly stuff. Hamstar does have numbers on it, technically. Oh, right, and we also gave the Peachy Queen +1/+1. So we're really not even punished. That also means that, if you just try to have the same thing die every time, it will get bigger and bigger, which means you can keep it around longer, but it also means it's trickier for that card in particular to die. I don't think I'm interested in the Raven. So this will probably come out, tomorrow, but or maybe the next day. I did a card review with Apple Chips, going over every card in the set, and we expressed our thoughts on the Raven in that video, but it's not a card that I am super excited to pick up, I don't think. So I think I will just go with the Hamstar. It has a number on it, so why not try it out? And then I do find Peachy Queen. So now Peachy Queen is pumping up Peachy Queen, but also its ability is pumped up by Styx. So I can grab Peachy Queen here, and then the next Fae that I recruit will have +3/+3 on its buffs. So that seems pretty good. I don't think I want to throw that on Puck, but I could throw that on a Gingerbread House. Ooh, yeah, I think Gingerbread House is actually a pretty solid card, and it kind of also encourages us to play a front line full of cards that have stats that we care about. We could also do this. That's not unreasonable, and I don't really care about improving the Peachy Queen at this point because we are not super likely to find the third copy of Peachy Queen as we move into turn 3. So maybe I'll play like this, or maybe I'll just play like this, to be honest. And that way, I'm pumping up both cards with the Gingerbread House, or I just pump up the Hamstar, which is what happens here. But I feel like that is also potentially fine, and we wind up grabbing a tie. So we'll stay on 2.5 hearts. And now the Hamstar is giving +2/+2 to its slot. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I was interested in taking Fortune Teller, but a Snowball that improves will also improve. So it will improve this part of the ability, but it will also improve this part of the ability. And that seems like a very cool combo to check out. I'm interested in Fortune Teller. I think I've decided I'm going to talk about cards as I pick them. And okay, well, here we have to kind of make a tricky decision because there's actually a few cards worth considering. Wind Up Toy, we could scale that. That's another great common to scale. Al Mirage is currently a Fae. It would get +3/+3 on its ability just from being a Fae, which I think might mean that we don't want to pick it up here. I might want to save Peachy Queen for something else in the late game, but I do think that this is a really good card with Styx. So we at least have to consider it, but there's another cool option here, which is Cowardly Lion in slot 1, so that way Gingerbread House in slot 2 is my first attack. I don't really need the Gingerbread House if I'm going for the Snowball, but I do think we pick up Cowardly Lion here because of its synergy just with Gingerbread House. And like, maybe I want to do this realistically and get this Snowball dying first. Honestly, I could see doing that this turn, and then maybe in subsequent turns we move the Snowball around a little bit. But get attacked into, please. No, the Cowardly Lion and the Gingerbread House still winds up going down first. I'm really curious because the Gingerbread House only pumps up attack as written. Of course, you know you can also make it pump up health with candy and stuff, but will that work on a card that does not have that as an ability? It will. Very cool. Okay, now we could take Rose and give all the characters in my shop +3/+4 for the rest of the game. That seems quite good. Is that better than like any other fairy that I could find myself picking up later? We could wait next turn and then put it on Sugar Plum. That might be better at this point. So I'm going to cycle through Peter Pan. I don't believe Young Hercules does anything for me. I think I will just cycle through a Pan's Shadow. Hungry Hyena? Wait, that's also crazy. Oh gosh, now I want to pivot back into Hungry Hyena and do animal stuff. Wait, that is just really, really good. I think I might try that. I want to do the Snowball. It seems really funny, but this is just really, really good. So I'm going to throw in a Hungry Hyena. I'm not upset if either of these die, but I'll try to have it be the hyena first and foremost. And yeah, that is now going to give all of my slots +2/+1 each turn, and we will lose half a heart here. I'm not going to pick up this as my Fae. I'm just going to pick up more animals now. And I think just slowly convert the whole board into animals. 2 Blind Mice would be good, but let's just cycle through a Cowardly Lion. Could pick up another Hungry Hyena. I forgot that this was an animal. I'm not interested in that just yet. Let's go for Hungry Hyena. I'm not sure to like what extent I should show off all of the brand new cards, or just wait till they're like naturally able to be showcased properly, right? Rather than just like reading all the cards in this video. But I do believe this is what I want to die first. We have an opportunity to True Love's Kiss a rare into an epic. And we at least have to consider that. Oh, maybe Frontline Hamstar is a reasonable call too. Yeah. Oh, and then we have the little red here. I'm just going to do this. I think that that's fun. Okay, Sunflary can make it so that the Hungry Hyena is more likely to die now. And then the other option we could do is we could Hamstar back here, so that way we have our ship in top shape. I think that that's a good idea, but I think I should still try to keep pumping up the Hungry Hyena. It's basically just like a free Mama Bear, and then I can still find Mama Bear and just have like a front line of Mama Bear, Baby Bear, Hungry Hyena at some point. All of that just seems very, very powerful. We're going to heal up our heart here, and Warp Drive Engine seems good on this captain because then you get to attack with your first card first and kind of make it more likelihood that this is what is going to wind up scaling up. So I will take a Warp Drive Engine. And now I think I'm going to replace the Snowball with the Spoider. And then unfortunately, we don't even find an animal here. That's a bit of a bummer. We could cut the Cowardly Lion, but I think I like pumping up all of my slots, so I'm just going to cycle through Achilles for no real reason. And yeah, this first attacked but did not die, and then it dies, and I think we're strong enough that we're just going to grab a win here. Very cool. Now I could pick up another animal from Ninja in Training. I think that's probably just the play. Oh, there's also Sunflary at silver to just refresh this shop. Yeah, I'll go for that. Why not? Now we find Baby Bear, and here is where we just go full animals. Oh, and we find Papa Bear. We also find Astral Navigator, which makes me wish that I had looked at my starting deck. We do not have access to our starting deck here, but I brought this up to the devs after recording another video recently, and I was told that it's like on the roadmap as a feature to be able to see your starting deck in the middle of the game now that there are cards that care about it. But for right now, we are going to pick up Papa Bear, and then let's put Hamstar in this slot for a potential Boon Willow, which might still be my first fairy, as long as I don't pick up another fairy randomly because I forget about the ability. But all of this looks good. I think I'm going to order the board like this, so that way, like, this is currently... Actually, I guess I'll go Papa Bear first, with the idea being I want Papa Bear to die and scale up, and like maybe we'll wind up replacing these ones later. But it's all very good. So we're giving our slots basically +8/+8 right now, and next turn will be +9/+9 every turn. That seems like, yeah, we can definitely get that to pay off for us in the end game. Now we have some other options. I don't think we're going to go Tantalus. We don't have any boons, so scaling up this card is not super important. We haven't really done the boon stuff. We're really focusing just on Styx in this video, but that's fine too. Shoemaker's Elves. Oh, looks like we have picked up a fairy at some point. What fairy did I pick up? I don't remember. Oh, I picked up the Silver Support, and that was my fairy. Right, because I didn't actually pick it up the first time, but I did pick it up the second time. I'm actually still going to pick up Shoemaker's Elves here. I would have liked the buff from this to persist, but it's fine. And yeah, we're just going to stay the course. I'm not going to worry about like trying to grow this ability and then finding the silver copy of it for later. Let's cycle through Snowball now, though. I wonder if I could have gone for Scar as well over Itsy Bitsy Spider. I'm just going to go for a star, and then I think I'll take a treasure. This will give us an uncommon treasure with +1/+2 on it, and there is a slot buff treasure. We don't find it. We do find Pipin' Hot Pie, though, so I'll take that because it keeps us in this same animals direction, and I do think we'll be able to ride this over the finish line. I'm really curious at showing off some of the other stuff on this captain, so I'm really interested in playing it again and maybe experimenting a little bit more, going for the snowball of it all. But this just seemed like a very straightforward way to really take advantage of this captain power. Now we could Pyra. I mean, I guess we'll just White Whale as a replacement over the backline Spider. Nothing super exciting here. We're just playing animals, but I do think these animals are going to be able to get it done. And also, I think this is important. We're growing the Papa Bear throughout all of this. So the Papa Bear now giving +6/+6. Oh, I guess we did grow the Baby Bear one time there. But mostly growing the Papa Bear does mean that we could like kind of toss the Baby Bear at some point and not feel too bad about it. Ideally, we want a Goldilocks hit fairly soon, but let's just give everything +1/+2 for right now. Okay, I think that was soon. I think that qualifies as soon, right? So I'll throw a Goldilocks right here. Is it actually better to pump up Hamstar? No, it's better to pump up a slot buffer no matter what. Let's keep Goldilocks right here so that way we are pumping up for a big Boon Willow slot. This opponent looks big. I think we are going to wind up losing this fight, and it's going to mean that we've got an interesting end game to contend with, which I like. I didn't want this to just be like a super easy game. I want to have a little bit of a fight for it, so we get to do some other cool things on this captain. But Goldilocks is the pickup there. I think I might go Friar Tuck over Hamstar. We still have this double spell floating from Two-Headed Wizard, so we will be able to activate this card this turn for the bonus shop, and then maybe we can take that even further in the future. Frankenstein's Doctor is good with Goldilocks. You could also play Frankenstein's Doctor in the front line for a little bit, and then you're scaling it up, but I don't know if that's ever super useful. I think I'm just going to look for some more animals, to be honest. I'm going to pick a peck of peppers onto Goldilocks, so that way The Papa Bear it's easy to have that stay dying. And one other thing that I did want to talk about with this captain, while Mighty Mouse appears here, oh, that's another scaling ability. Huh. I might have to show it off then, rather than just talk about this concept. But here's the deal. When a character has its ability buffed up, be it from Styx or from Mighty Mouse itself, which is maybe getting a little bit too into the weeds. Let's just talk about Styx for a second first. You're giving the card +1/+1, improving its buffs by +1/+1. If we ever True Love's Kiss this Papa Bear, it will retain all of the buffs that are on it, all of the stat buffs, but it will also retain 3 ability buffs. So if the card that we transform it into, let's say it's Wormscale Tinker, as an easy example, Wormscale will be giving all of my treasures +4/+4 every turn, which is like a very niche interaction. Where it could be really cool is you pump up Mighty Mouse. Mighty Mouse also improves its own ability, so it will... Oh, wait a minute. That's kind of crazy. Yeah. But it improves its own ability. It doesn't improve this ability, of course, but it improves this ability, but then you get to take all of that with you when you True Love's Kiss it, eventually. And that might be a cool thing to show off in this video, because it is a pretty neat mechanic for Styx in particular. So let's try it. Let's go Mighty Mouse, and I'm even going to frontline the Mighty Mouse here, or like slot 1 the Mighty Mouse, in order to try to have it die off. We can't be too greedy here. This lobby looks impressive, but that also kind of means that like we need a little something to make this work for us. We are going to wind up taking a full heart of damage here. And now Mighty Mouse, we can see, gives +4/+4 whenever we recruit an animal or a hero. So let's definitely pick up a Mighty Mouse here to start. And then this is a hero. That's pretty good. I did see this card in the starting deck, Nemean Lion. It's cute because you can increase the ability's power, which also works for like any of the legendary questers that scale up. You get to like post scale them as well, because it's a static ability. So that is something that I think is cool to talk about on Styx. I think it's terrible on the Lion specifically, because not only is this card just like not great, but the Divine Shield on it actually makes it more difficult for it to specifically be your first character that dies. So it's a little bit of a trap, but let's see if we can fall into a mouse trap here instead and cycle through this. Oh, also Halja's on this hero, Captain. I did see that. You have to like buy it, play it, and then recruit a silver in order for its ability to really get going for you. Do I actually want a Stinky on the board? It's potentially considerable. And you know what? Maybe I cut Friar Tuck for the Stinky, just because I'm not getting a bonus shop from Friar Tuck this turn, and I don't actually want to lose. And then, of course, I find Lost in the Woods immediately after. Merlin, also scalable. But I'm just going to Lost in the Woods here, look for some more silver animals. Precisely. Great. I could also Midas Touch Mighty Mouse, which would make its scaling effectively double. It would give +3/+3 to this ability, which is pretty strong. But I'm going to take the silver Goldilocks for now. And now I could go Guardian of the Grove Goldilocks. Yeah, I mean, that has to be the pickup. Guardian of the Grove, similar thing. I could see, like, if you frontline it, it might be okay because we still have 2 hearts, but you're probably not making that back. And with Guardian of the Grove and Frankenstein's Doctor, it's probably just best to backline them. But now, Mighty Mouse is giving +24/+24, and soon to be a little bit more, to its ability. So I will look for a True Love's Kiss. We're going to go down to 1 heart here. All right, well, maybe I'll have to show off some more with Styx, because this game did not deliver. Oh, no. I can, through the looking glass, Mighty Mouse. Okay, so I just wanted to show off this interaction because it is very cool. Mighty Mouse has +22/+22 to abilities. Hopefully we find a legendary with an ability. It would have been insane if we hit Guardian of the Grove off of this, but Frankenstein's Doctor also works, and Friar Tuck does not, unfortunately. So, I mean, there's a lot that don't. Neither of these work. So there's not too much you can do about that. But I think we'll just have to try to True Love's Kiss it or Through the Looking Glass it again if we don't just immediately die. Just so that way you'll believe me that this is a really cute interaction. Okay. Well, let's see. Can we win this fight? No. Negative. All right, so maybe I will try to play another game with Styx. I do think that we showed off some cool stuff in this game regardless, but just fell a little bit short at the end. Wound up getting a 4th place finish from this. Maybe we tied for 3rd here. No, a 4th place finish. Okay, this was still a really fun game, but I'm going to try to play another one with this captain and actually show off this transform mechanic or just some other cool stuff. We've got a chance to play a second Styx game here, so let's check this out. And yeah, I mean, I could definitely see going for wind-up toy. I do think that the thorn stuff is a cute idea as well, but let's just grab a wind-up toy, and then we do find Almirage. Okay, cool. So I think I'm going to backline the wind-up toy and frontline Almirage, so that way it definitely dies first, and we get to just go crazy with that. I was hoping that we got to do that in this second half of the video, because I think that this could be really strong. And we find some silvers here. I mean, I guess no matter what, I'm taking a silver just to refresh the shop. Unfortunately, Almirage says another animal or Fae, but it won't trigger off the silver copy of itself. But we'll pick that up here. And then no hits here either, unfortunately. So I think we might be backlining a Puss in Boots. Just because it has numbers on it, and like, I think I'll probably wind up putting the wind-up toy in the front. Maybe I go Evil Stepmother here. The problem is, like, I'm not, well, there are some evil animals that I guess we could wind up picking up with Almirage, but there's another interesting thing that I want to do with Almirage, which is, like, use it to pump up all of the slots that aren't its own slot. And there's actually kind of a cool way to do that just with one front row slot on the second shop here with wind-up toy. Let's go for an Evil Stepmother, and then I do find an animal villain. So I think what the play here is I move Almirage here, then I pick up the Laser Shark, and then I switch the slots of these two. So now wind-up toy is a little bit less likely to die. It's a 1 in 4 chance that it gets attacked into. And I don't want to, I don't want to move Laser Shark to the front either. Just a 1 in 4 chance that it gets attacked into, and it has to get attacked into for 5. I think this is a good idea. Let's see. I'm not sure that I'm going to heal up my heart here. Actually, against the Iron Monkey, I think there's a decent shot that we do. And Almirage does go down first, so now that's going to be a +3/+3. And now I can pick up some animal villains. There's actually 2 different animal villain options. Similar thing here, I am going to pump up this slot before, and then I find another animal villain, Wild. Yeah, let's grab Katamari while we move Almirage to this back slot. And now my ship is basically in top shape. I will say Star Shield a little bit awkward, because I don't want Almirage to have any bonus stats here. Maybe actually Katamari to this slot too, but then I think I'm gonna Cursed Ring. I'm not like in love with Cursed Ring. Oh wait, yeah, no, I definitely want Katamari in the front just because, like, in case it dies, that way I'm pumping up Katamari instead of like Minotaur won't receive any buffs from that. So sure, this is cool. I just don't know what spell to grab here. I'll just take, which treasure to grab. I'll grab a Cursed Ring, and I think I'm still angling for Almirage, though I will say, like, now we only give Almirage a 33% increase, so maybe it actually is important to, not important, but, like, it's actually strategically sound to buff up other buffs. And Katamari's also solid. I don't know. I don't want to play animals again, though I do think that, like, just from the strength of Almirage alone, animals is a route that you do wind up going towards on this captain. Of course, the wind-up toy, should have said, did I say wind-up going? I might have snuck another one in there. Maybe we could snowball again? I don't know. Like, I think I'm just supposed to baby bear. Huh. This just got its ability pumped up. But baby bear, I don't know. It feels really tough not to do this. And I think it might prove to be some of two minds right now. Part of me is like, no, try to do baby bear again because it seems good. Trust your instinct. And that way we can have more data backing that up because it fell off in the last game. And then the other half of me is saying, no, try the snowball because that seems also a lot of fun. And that way you're playing something different in the second half of the video. Let's go for snowball. Let's just play something different. Okay, and then Ember for stats. We could golden the snowball. I guess we'll try to golden the snowball. Oh, fortune teller. Okay, this isn't anything huge for me. Oh, I could also Al Mirage, and then I'm in ship shape. If I pick up Scrub Fowl here, I'm in ship shape. That's pretty tempting. Sure. Okay. I'm in ship shape now. And then, do I actually just want to keep the wind-up toy? I mean, wind-up toy does seem kind of cool. Maybe I toss Katamari, though, and play like this. All right. But I'm interested in getting this snowball, building some momentum here, just because, yeah, that seems like a lot of fun and pretty powerful too. So now it is improving the buff by +2/+2. Wait. Farewell, I get +4/+4. How did that happen? Whoa. So the buff worked already. Like, it already buffed it by +2/+2. Wow. Okay. Davy Jones feels like it might be a slightly better card to transition into than Almirage, though. I don't know. And then we have the baby bear here as well. Similar thing that, like, even as the game goes on, I kind of like the idea. Yeah, I'm going to be taking baby bear here. I like the idea of Almirage pumping up these other slots. And I'm going to gut the wind-up toy, actually. We pump up these other slots with Almirage, so that way the snowball is still the most likely one to die. I think that, yeah, that actually continues to make a lot of sense. I'll pick up an Anna Bunny after that, and I'll baby bear in slot 2. I'm more interested in the baby bear dying than the Almirage, and the snowball does die, so now it's going to say give me +10/+10 and improve this ability by +3/+3, I believe. Let's take a look. Oh, by +8/+8. Okay. Wait, but that's... Oh, I see what happened. It got... I don't see what happened. Because it triggered +4/+4, and then it increased by +4/+4. Right, because it increased by +3/+3 and also increased in additional. Right, yes, it's kind of confusing, but it does ultimately make sense to me. Let's simply swap out Katamari. We have a Tin Man, a Blind Mouse. I mean, yeah, I'm just going to go back and forth pumping up both of these slots. So that way the snowball has a little... Oh, right. I should have been pumping up for Boon Willow possibly instead. Okay, well, I can change that going forward. I could also see Pan's Shadow dying being another really good recruit angle to take this. But I'm just going to cycle through the Pan Shadow. I do want to find a way to, like, turn this into something cool in the end game eventually. But for right now, I'm just excited to see how far we can take this snowball, and yeah, if we can have some fun with that. So now snowball is plus 13, plus 13. It's going to be really tough for this to continually be the first thing that dies, but we'll see what happens. Should I start trying to pump up this slot with Almirage? I think so. And I will grab the White Whale. Yeah, for the Boon Willow purposes. But I will grab White Whale again here for Almirage. And then we golden the Snowball. So I guess I'm going to take that. It only improves the buff by +1/+1. But I get a treasure from this too. And Gemstone Garden is actually like not that important on this captain. Oh yeah, Warp Drive Engine I do really like, just to increase our chance of this being the first thing that dies, right? Yeah, it increases the chance of this being the first thing that dies, and I think that that's just a cool interaction to play into. Snowball will be the first thing that dies here, so that goes down, and now it's giving like +20/+20. I am going to start losing these combats more and more, though, so we do fully lose our heart here moving into turn 8. And that might be something a little bit scary, but look at this. This is fun. This is fun. Mockingbird is quite an ability to scale too, but I don't think I'm that excited by it. Midas Touch on White Whale is actually pretty nice. I could see this being actually a powerful thing to do. And then it's funny, like something like Jealous Stepsisters actually also works on this captain because you wind up pumping it up with your captain power. And like we could just take Jealous Stepsisters here, throw it in any slot, and it's big enough. I don't think that that idea is the craziest. Oh, Cheshire Cat's also a really good card to die initially, isn't it? So could, like, the Kraken be. But I think I'm going to Jealous Stepsisters heading into turn 9. I think that that's a good time to Jealous Stepsisters because there's some solid treasures you can get off that. I'll put it in slot 3 with my ability to attack first. It's like a reasonable shot. All right, it still just winds up wasting my captain power this turn, so kind of a bummer, ultimately. And we will have a Cracked Heart heading into turn 9, but a common treasure, and that could give us a lucky chest or a lesser mimic, but I think we go lucky chest and try to hit a secret rare off of this. And if we can do that soon enough and maybe like stop playing around with all of this other silliness. Oh, I forgot about the True Love's Kiss and Mighty Mouse stuff that I want to do. That's the problem with this captain. Like, I think that this captain is actually good just using the early game tempo and turning that into some fun high roll potential in the late game. The problem is I keep getting distracted by other really cool stuff. So I want to see how this works, and then like what if it becomes Fairy Godmother and then it's giving all of my cards +27/+27 each turn. That seems really cool. We could do the Mighty Mouse thing again. I don't think that's unreasonable. Or I could just True Love's Kiss the White Whale, and then I have a Golden Legendary, which tees me up for a Golden Secret Rare. I think this is probably the most win equity play, and Guardian of the Grove is an incredible, incredible pickup here. So what if we start with an Almirage attacking, and then... Oh, shoot. Okay, well, I didn't get punished because we get to turn my lucky chest into a luckier chest. I just wanted to convert into more animals. I do think, especially with a 10/10 Guardian of the Grove, like we talked about it in the previous game, a 5/5 I don't really even think is worth improving, but a 10/10 Golden Guardian of the Grove I definitely don't think is worth improving. I will move a Snowball to the front just to give myself... I think this allows me to attack with the most animals, most likely. And yeah, as long as some of these animals get to attack, I think that we're going to get a bunch of stats out of this turn regardless. Almirage is what is getting our Styx bonus. Oh, and then Guardian of the Grove goes down to a monkey. That's annoying. And we go down to just 1 heart. Okay. Well, Boon Willow's really good again. I'm just going to cycle through a Peter Pan, and then I do have the True Love's Kiss for a golden secret rare. I also have Boon Willow, which is like secret rare level powerful at this point. Okay, I think the best play here, the best win equity, is to replace Snowball with Boon Willow. Because now every time one of my animals attacks, all of these cards get +20/+20 in the front row. And I can also start Almiraging the Boon Willow slot again, which I was forgetting to do, but is still good practice. I don't think we're going to make it out of this fight. Actually, no, we can. We take out the Spirit of Vengeance, and I think we're going to be able to come back in this game. We actually deliver a full heart of damage onto this opponent, which is really good. We need to start delivering full hearts of damage. Ooh, Astral Navigator. Again, I don't really know what's in the starting deck here. Mama Bear, not super necessary. Yeah, let's put Almirage here because now it's giving +6/+6, so it's actually something. And I'll throw in the Astral Navigator here. And then, obviously, Conan does build into a secret rare treasure. Let's see, this is 70. Well, it's +62 and then plus another 70. This has base 8. It's 140. I think we can cut the Minotaur and throw in Conan and look for a secret rare treasure while these animals attack and pump up the Conan. Because every attack gives this slot +20. So if both of these attack, we are just barely short, but maybe it survives a hit, or maybe this summons an animal. I don't know what the smallest card in my starting deck is. Maybe it's an animal, though. Or maybe, oh, that's right, we always have first attack, which is also really good with this Guardian of the Grove. But Conan survives, can't even get out all my words there, because I'm super excited. We are getting that secret rare treasure, which means we are probably getting that much-deserved Styx win for all of the cool stuff that I've done here. So, Wonderbox, Infinity Mitten. Neither of these seem immediately powerful with my Captain Power. Also wasn't paying attention to what we navigated into. But I don't know what... yeah, I just wasn't looking at that. But this pumps up Almirage because it's not supported, which is awkward because then it won't die. This is your recruit abilities, but I don't think that this is considered a recruit ability, even though it has the recruit tag there. Wonderbox, when I have 2 legendaries, one of which is golden, the other of which is vanilla, like I no longer care about it, means that this is a reasonable Wonderbox board. I just don't think the Ring of Power helps me. I do think the Infinity... I think we Wonderbox here and are interested in another True Love's Kiss. That doesn't really do anything for me, right? So I think we save the Legendary just so that way we have True Love's Kiss potential. And then I guess I'm just going to give everything +4/+4. Yeah, just better than not doing anything here. Oh, I could have picked up a Fae, and that would have triggered into the Boon Willow slot. No, I don't think I'm doing that one. I think that the Boon Willow is just too good to Through the Looking Glass. So I'm gonna cycle through Merlin. And this opponent seems like they'll be the tricky one with the 3 hearts, but maybe this one's big too. They have a lion, though, yeah, it doesn't look like they've got enough else going on here. So I think we'll be able to beat them here. Will we be able to full heart them? Yes. Actually, yes. We just straight up full heart them here. And no, we don't. Oh, bummer, bummer. That was a 50-50 at the end. So not quite in the finals. Not going for this Through the Looking Glass, but I think I might Tin Man. And something else weird that we can do is we could replace the Boon Willow. It's a lot of lost stats, but if we replace the Boon Willow, then we could True Love's Kiss and then find the Boon Willow again. But is that too silly? And like the main thing I'm looking for off the Tin Man, I think would be like Spellbook Punch card, because then with Wonderbox I can get a bonus shop every turn. I don't think I'm supposed to replace the Boon Willow. I think if we hit the True Love's Kiss, sure, we go for it, but otherwise... Oh, I do have to replace something with the Tin Man, that's right. Could replace Conan, but then the True Love's Kiss is no longer good. And I would replace Almirage with Nessie, but it doesn't make sense to replace just Almirage with Tin Man, so... Sure. Let's throw Tin Man in here over Conan, and I do get the Spellbook Punch card. Wow. There's also Merlin's Tome, which could allow us to find a double and double for all of our slots, which is also quite good. And I think we just have to take the bonus shop every turn, though. I think that this is too good to pass up on. We actually miss here, which is a bummer, but I am still going to stroke, and this might be the end of this game, end of this video, up against this Anagale. We get a reasonable hit there, but I think we just aren't going to have the stats. Well, this is an animal. Okay, we summon a raven, and then Guardian of the Grove is going to get an attack here. And then, yeah, we only wind up... Oh, actually, we tie. Wow, I was expecting to lose half a heart. A tie means that I think we can just actually do this now. Okay. I'll take Puxatawny Phil. It risks us losing the Puxatawny Phil completely. Oh, I should have moved that around. Wait, now I have Goldilocks instead of Boon Willow. And I can just Goldilocks for a moment here. Unfortunately, I did not hit a targeted spell. But Goldilocks is kind of insane. And then we'll find Boon Willow later, maybe after a True Love's Kiss. That actually worked out. All right, now we're in the finals. Oh, and I just lost a bunch of stats on the board. Okay, maybe this was a mistake, but Goldilocks is going to get a bunch of stats. Puxatawny Phil might also just be able to carry us here. It's going to have to attack now. No, and then we're going to lose the full heart. But we made it to second place this time, and I think I showed off some cool stuff that this captain can do in this video. I think that there's cooler, like, I got distracted by wanting to experiment with a lot of the new things, but I think if we just tried to play a more consistent game plan... I also don't know why I cut the Boon Willow for this final fight. It was definitely a loss of stats, but still had a lot of fun doing it all, and that is going to be it for me for today. Thank you all very much for watching. I'm NoLucksGiven. Peace.